Well, just that, this webinar really is about a direct impact in how you can, exactly like the title, leverage the power of video. This is about using video to make your intake process easier and ultimately get more cases. And our two companies really complement each other well in achieving that. And that's what when we met at the conference, we saw it. And now we've worked really hard on the concepts and laying this out. So I'm excited to share it with everybody.
Very cool. I don't know. I say we get started. What do you say, Paul?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, good. So, too many screens. We got this. I promise we got this. Here it is. Okay. Thank you. All right. Quick note, housekeeping. In order for you to chat with us, make sure that you have that you set your messages to go to everyone. If you click on the chat, the three dots, you can go ahead and switch that. If you want to also raise your hand, maybe we'll have time to bring you up on stage for the Q&A at the end. But the best way, if you have questions that come up throughout this process, there should be the little Q&A box. And if you click on that, just type your question in there. That way it will, even if there's different chats going on, we'll be able to see those questions and address them closer to the end of this. All right, so before I talk the whole time, Paul, I wanted you to give people a rundown. What is Convertit? Who are you? What do you do? How can you help me?
Well, sure. So I will share with you all that I am a former practicing attorney and actually was a former client of Convertit. So I have a really special relationship with them. I was a client for about 10 years and really believe in this product because I experienced it. I built a consumer bankruptcy practice off of the leads and the partnership that I had with Convertit. And since I've been with the company, both as a client and as a consultant, we've only gotten better. And so Convertit has turned into a full turnkey one-stop shop for your digital marketing needs. We build websites, we handle SEO, and then we also manage your PPC or paid advertising campaigns. SEO mostly is going to look like your Google business profile and getting you higher rankings in the map section. And so here is what we love to say. We are the EEA. We keep everything easy, effective, and affordable. When you find other digital marketing companies that are out of your price range or they want too much of a upfront commitment, we are a company that fills that space and have made products that fit everyone's needs, no matter whether you're a brand new attorney starting out in month one or you've been around for 25 years. We work exclusively with lawyers and have for more than 13 years now. So we are the legal marketing experts. And so, yeah, it is about producing high quality, highly targeted campaigns that generate quality cases that are targeting. So you are being found more often by the type of people that you want to find you.
Very cool. Paul, I'll also mention that, before I met you, I knew about Convertit because we have some mutual clients, and I was surprised to see for the first time that, I knew about the landing pages, the PPC, but I was surprised to see, when one of my clients, they went full in with the website with Convertit. It's like, oh, that's interesting. And so now I've learned that's the service that you also do, that you can deliver, websites, not just for paid traffic, but for, corporate SEO driven as well. So, maybe we'll have a chance to talk a little more about that in a bit. So Paul, thank you. And for everyone else, if you haven't seen, me before, hello, Joe Intaker. I handle the partnerships here with folks like Paul at Convertit, other marketing agencies, other integration software partners. But what do we do at Intaker? We're really niched into law firm automation for marketing and for intake, right? So what does that look like? Well, chat is that's where we started. That's still our core product. And website chat using things like video, which we're going to talk about today, is a very effective way to give people another channel. Maybe if they're not ready to call you, but to reach out, say, hey, I'm looking for help, and allow you to, yes, put your best face forward and create that sense of warmth, empathy, personal touch, using your voice, your brand, your image to really help take someone over the line and say, yes, this is someone that might be able to help me, let me reach out. At the same time, qualifying these leads with more targeted questions, whether you practice personal injury or family law or estate planning or any of the other consumer-facing practice areas. You can use a tool like this to better capture and qualify your leads. Not just that, but follow up with them over text messaging and other, text and email as a way to continue the conversation, using not just manual, but automated follow-ups to save you and your team time, and create a place in one place where you have a lead management dashboard to just make sure no good opportunity slips through the cracks. I'll stop there for now, and we can, talk more about some of this later. So I want to jump into the topic, right? Because Paul, you and I have talked about this, and we've both seen it, for clients in different areas. But why is video important right now for you? Maybe you're someone who's never used video in your company and you've gotten by. Maybe you've even been able to achieve some of those, growth targets. But if you were not using video, there's one thing I promise you, you're leaving money on the table, right? You're not leveraging every possible opportunity in front of you to turn your existing, marketing assets and take them to the next level. If you have a website and if you're investing in your online presence and you're not doing this, just a small little tweak to your process can get you much greater results, not just, in the long term, but even in the short term, as we'll see. So.
Well, I would piggyback on that, Joe, that we are in a video culture right now. And this is the fastest. Everything about your online marketing, your digital presence is about driving someone to do a call to action. We are trained to pay attention to the calls to action that are contained in videos. So this is a strategy that you really do need to start incorporating, because your user, your potential client, that's how they're living their life.
That you bring up a good point, Paul, and I want to ask a question to the audience now. Before I, continue here, how many people are actually using video right now? Either on your website, anywhere in your marketing, maybe you're doing some social media, maybe you've gotten the hang of that there. Or, if you are using Intaker, maybe you're using the video, but just drop in the chat and just say, yes, I'm using video, or let us know, where you land on that spectrum. And hopefully by the end of this call, if you're not convinced right now that it's going to be important for your growth, by the end of this, you might see it differently. So, okay. But thank you, Paul.
Of course.
And, we talked a little bit about some of the evidence. Right now, we could just point anecdotally and say, everyone listening, think about yourself. What influences you? If you see a video of someone really speaking to you, passionately from the heart, you can tell they care. Does that change your perspective of that brand, of whatever it is, their service that they provide? And put yourself in your client's shoes. Right, it's going to be very similar. We also know that, Paul, you mentioned that from Clio, their, I think, latest trends report. It's videos, the fastest growing of the different types of content, especially for law firms that consumers are looking into. And what do we know is that video is the best way to build trust, right? Paul, I'm not sure, in your past experience, if you have any on the ground experience, using video on the other side, as an attorney. But what can you share about what you've seen from people in the Convertit world using video for some of their marketing?
Sure, and great question. So both. I used video early in 2017. I put it on my website and I was sending out text messages, because I started believing, and this is what shows in Convertit and some of our other clients, when you are able to show your personality or have someone meet you, your marketing is no longer just words. It's now coming from something that is more like a friend. And from an attorney perspective, that is what you want the client to feel. You want the client not to hear that you can handle their divorce. You want them to feel that that you can do it with care. And video is the fastest way to get you there, which is going to help you close. And that's how your business is obviously going to grow. So to answer your question, we're using it. I think it's effective, and it is a way to drive engagement. And so, I would encourage everyone to find a platform and how to use it.
Very cool. And I think it might be good to talk about a couple numbers
Sure.
to drive this home, because from whatever it is, 2018, 2019, up to present, there's just been so many different case studies and resources of people looking into the numbers. And so if you don't believe us in our stories, here are just a few statistics that relate to this conversation. And Paul, just what you said before, if you're using a landing page and it's totally static versus one that has video, it could be nearly double a number of the conversion rates that you're going to see. Caveat, this is not industry specific just for law firms. This is, across different industries, but the point is the same. Consumers are still consumers, whether they're buying from you or buying, a toothbrush. So knowing how to engage with them is huge. We also know that in terms of, if you're looking to drive more quality engagement, right, and have them really stay and learn more about you, and hang out on your website, which is going to directly correlate to more likely to convert into at least a lead, just from cold traffic, and then possibly from there, a consultation, whatever it is, to become a client. But it's over 2.5 times more likely, 2.5 times longer that someone will engage with you compared to if it's just a page without video. This is from Wistia.
And to that end, for the audience, this is not talking about just putting out videos on your Instagram to put out video. Content marketing is a strategy. We're specifically focusing on how do you use video to start the sales cycle. So the hiring decision, you are helping your potential client get there faster by building trust with a medium that is proven that they watch it, they engage with it multiple times, and they believe it. And we have a question, Mike, that, whether you have to use a webcam or do it yourself, what a lot of the consumers are responding to is because we have high quality cell phones, it's very natural and engaging to just pick up your own phone and shoot the video. It doesn't have to be this professionally produced, video. If you want to do that, you can. Of course, it's great. But Joe, I'll let you comment on Mike's question.
Yeah, I think we'll have time to go through some best practices later. But Mike, I would say your own phone is good. Don't make it fancy. People actually respond better when it's not a super high production setup. As long as, it looks good, clean, and not too much camera shake, then, even if you wanted to do a selfie style, I've got clients who do that for their intaker video. So, I caught that question. So if you also have a question, drop in the Q&A box. So at the end, I don't miss anything. Okay, now this stat, I had to double check. I actually checked it in several places because I did not know about this. For your SEO performance, if you're relying on an SEO strategy to drive traffic, generate leads, you are 53 times more likely to get on the first page of Google than if you do not have video. Right. This is a 2021 statistic, but I've since seen it, elsewhere as well. So just think about that. If you're investing in your SEO and you're not using a video, this doesn't have to be just like an intaker video. This could be like an embedded YouTube video, like I know a lot of people are using. But please do something, right? Because Google will prioritize those pages that are using that kind of content because they know it drives engagement. And that's what Google, how they design their rankings. They look for the best engaging content and put that first.
Exactly. We're encouraging because you can do it as, instead of always just a blog, shoot a video, answer the question live, and you can put that on your Google business profile. And that's all with the algorithms of how you become the authority.
Righteous. Okay. And this is another really important one. If you've probably bought stuff, probably buy stuff on your smartphone every day, and your clients are really no different in that way. And so just make sure that when you have video on your website, that it is also adapted and optimized for mobile. I know oftentimes it is, but I've also seen websites where they drop the ball on this, and you'll
Right.
go and you'll see, and it'll be just like the corner of like a YouTube window on the mobile site. And something like that could just kill that opportunity. So make sure that it is a mobile friendly experience, because we know that it's going to drive the majority of those conversions. More people are coming to your website on their smartphone. So, and if you're not sure, just check, go visit your own website on your phone if you haven't, and you know, make sure it all looks good. If not, maybe Paul can help you.
Exactly. You have to test it yourself.
Yes, very cool. And then also, I know there's a lot of folks here who might have had experience doing, you know, TV, as well as, you know, those other channels where, okay, you know, I have TV commercials, you know, why do I need to, you know, go further and like do more videos for my website? When people see a video on a website, it just hits them differently compared to just seeing you on TV. So I'm not going to say, you know, ditch what you're doing with, you know, your other marketing if you are doing any, you know, television, but just make sure that you're using this on your website, in your digital marketing as well, because that's how people are coming to know, like, and trust you these days. I would say that's, you know, more the standard. What do you think, Paul?
I agree. I think that it is, people go to the website or online in your Google business or your social pages. They're looking for the authenticity check that isn't present on television. Television is a scripted advertisement that's there for branding, and we all know that, and it's great. But there's a wall that comes when you're watching a television ad or listening to a radio spot or anything that is traditional. When you move into a digital marketing or non-traditional space, authenticity starts moving up the list on a factor that becomes most important.
I dig it. All right. And, you know, if maybe before I go to the next part, just going to ask everyone here watching and listening, just give yourself a score right now, somewhere between 1 and 10, where, you know, 10 is maybe, you know, you're killing it. You are doing everything you can to leverage video in your law firm to generate more of those clients who know, like, and trust you. 1 being you've not started, you've never shot a single video. You know, people don't know what you look like outside of maybe a picture on your website. And go ahead and just give yourself a score. Think about, you know, what you can be doing that you're not already. And then as we go through this, you know, we're going to start to create a plan for how you can go ahead and take that next step. Very cool. And yeah, Joe,
That's a great exercise.
Put it in the chat. Put your number in the chat too. A little bit of accountability never killed somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, I know you mentioned a little bit before that you're using video, so I'm curious to hear a little bit more. You said TikTok and Shorts as well. So Joe, I'm curious if you want to share a little more of, you know, what that looks like, and maybe if we have extra time, we'll bring you up and talk a little bit. But okay, let's move on. So we talked about the problem. Hopefully by now you've at least thought about where you are, where you stand. And my question for you is, you know, have you thought about what happens when you actually start using video, right, to help market and brand your law firm? So there's a few things, because I've seen this happen a lot. You're going to increase your conversion rate. I'll put a caveat there. If it's an authentic video where you're speaking from the heart and people can feel that, right? If you're able to achieve that, which a lot of people might be scared of trying, but once you get over that initial fear, then you're going to see it's actually easier than you thought. And then you will be able to increase your conversion rate and actually increase even your hire rate. I didn't put that on the slide, but I've talked to a lot of law firms that say, you know, I noticed that, you know, the people that hire me, the leads that hire me, are the ones, you know, they get from Intaker, versus if they, you know, do another like lead service where maybe they're, you know, paying per lead, that sort of thing.
Well, I think that, you know, lead management is about positioning yourself in your potential client's mind as the ultimate authority. And are you solving the immediate need? And so when you speak it, you are able to communicate in such a different way than you do when you're writing a complete sentence. And our voice, spoken word, can inspire so much more hope. Oftentimes practice areas are about selling or believing in a strategy of hope that the problem can be fixed and that happier days do exist, video allows you to do that. And I would put it in the same thought. You answer these questions all day long when they're sitting across from you in your desk. Shooting the video is no different. You're answering the same type of questions. So don't fear it. It's super easy.
Very cool. Love it. And, you know, some of the other things that you can look for is when you increase your conversion, you can lower your cost per lead without having to spend more on marketing. It's just a natural effect of this process.
Yeah.
And the more you do it, the better you get, the better the results. And people are going to, you know, start to really see you in a different light when they can get to, you know you and kind of feel that connection before they even meet you in person. That's, I think, one of the biggest benefits. Go ahead.
And this is where our ConvertIt's landing pages convert at 30%, where 32%, where the industry average is 6%. Part of that is because of the design for so long was so good at getting people to do the call to action. Using Intaker in conjunction with your ConvertIt landing page is only going to increase it, because part of all landing pages and call to action in your intake is getting kind of brief questions. Well, now it feels like a deterrent to have to be asked questions because you know that you're being weeded out. This way, and Joe will go and I think give you a short demo of what it looks like. This feels more like a conversation. And when you can keep it at that level, you are keeping them engaged and they are coming to the solution themselves. You're not having to weed them out.
Yes, that's a really good point. And we will get a little sneak peek of what this looks like. So you can imagine whether you're using a ConvertIt for a landing page, whether you're thinking about it, or maybe, you know, you've got your own solution. We'll get to see what that looks like. Now, just a few things I want to mention. How to elevate your website experience. Some of these are tools that you can use with Intaker, but there are other options out there. So, you know, use whatever feels best. This is just something that we're passionate about. Using a welcome video. We've talked about this before. You might have a brand video on your website, and that might be great to start to, you know, build a little bit of that familiarity. But when you have, you know, if you imagine you're a client and you visit, you know, a law firm's website, you're looking for help, and you can find the managing partner coming and speaking directly to you, letting you know, it's okay. A lot of people wind up in the situation, and we're here to help. And just invite them to take that action, right? Click that button to, you know, begin that process. It lands differently than if it's just a brand video talking about your firm and your values, which is great and important, but these are different use cases. A little welcome video, especially in using it with a conversion tool, like chat in our example, is going to take it to another level. And then chat automation, like what Paul said before, to now that they've engaged, they've raised their hand, they've said, you know, maybe you can help me, just in order, and you can even use that welcome video to let them know, the more information that you provide for us up front, the better we can determine how we can help you, right? And so just setting that expectation so that when you do ask some qualifier questions, which can all be done automatically for whatever practice area you do, it doesn't feel like a barrier, right? It's less friction.
I think those are great points. I think that you know, it is just engaging with your target audience is the root goal.
Yes. I think we can agree. And we're actually going to take a look right now at how that looks in practice, right? Just, I mentioned before, responsive design, make sure it works well on mobile, and clear call to action. Any video that you shoot, if you wanted to drive engagement, tell them what to do. Don't assume that they automatically know. Right? Let them know. Click below to start chatting with us. Now, I think, Paul, we might be ready to do a quick little tour of this.
Yeah.
You want to see it?
Let's show them.
All right. Oh, okay. Well, that showed up in the wrong tab, but anyway, this is good enough. All right, this is my little fake landing page, little Joe in the corner. I'll see if we can actually hear the audio. I'm sorry. I think I might need to stop and reshare it so that we can hear the audio. Here we go. Let's try it out.
Hey, if you're someone who's facing a legal issue that's affecting your family, and you're looking for the right legal team to help guide you through this process, then you've come to the right place. My name is Joe Rotolo with Intaker, and I'd like you to share some information by tapping one of the options below and tell us a little bit about your story so our team can see what we can do to help and be in touch with you right away. Thanks.
All right. Did that work? Could you hear it, Paul?
Yes, you can.
All right,
You
thank
can.
God. Woof. Yeah, I should have said say something if you didn't. Anyway, and so, I clicked on here. Let's say that we're a family law firm, like you saw in this example, and you might want to give people options if it's divorce, if it's something. The goal here, build trust, build that connection up front with the video, and let them know that they're not alone, right? That they're in a position that, if they're looking for help, that, if it's whatever, family law issue, you can even specify if it's a family, law issue in California, then you're at the right place. Depending on how you want to use the video, you can use it to provide some of that information.
Exactly.
If, you wind up getting people that are maybe unqualified geographically, there's a lot that you can do here. Anyway, so I'll run through this just in case you haven't seen this before, right? You might be using chat on your website. You might have even seen me do this before, but let's do it together again. Right? Being able to engage people, ask them to basically share what's going on, and then from there, capturing their information. There's a specific order that is a best practice to get this information. So I'm going to go through that together with you, right? And then knowing, for example, after you engage them, get their story, getting their information, their name, phone, and email. And then if they want to get a text message, this is something, if you're not using text in your law firm, it's a topic for another day, but it's a great way to increase the response rate with folks. So anyway, if you see this information, this is my phone number and email, so you can hit me up if you'd like. But then, that qualifying information, so that when we have a lead, we make sure it is someone that we know we can help. We can ask that directly through this process as well. And certain things, maybe are a little bit sensitive. They may or may not want to share, so they can skip. If they don't want to tell you about the restraining order or the domestic violence, like they can, no hard feelings. We can leave that out. Other things, again, if we're just talking about for family law, things like the conflict check are really important. Being able to capture that information before you speak to them, because that's an area where people might, waste a lot of time talking to leads that they can't help. And then if there's any other details, I will just say no for now. And then, I'll talk about Call Connect. Hang out for the next webinar, guys. You're going to hear about some really cool stuff with Call Connect. But for now, I'll just skip it.
Hey, thanks for sharing that detail. Here's what to expect next.
And then I'll mute little Joe for now. But being able to, let people know after they've come in with you, just like we use video on the front end, you can also use video on the back end to really cement that relationship and let them know what to expect, whether that's you're going to get a phone call, you're going to get a text message. And then if you are running a consultation-based practice, use the video to tell them, don't wait, go ahead and schedule your consultation right now. That's the next step. And then anyway, I'll leave that alone for the moment. So anyway, that's the short little demo. I'll go back here, and Paul, I know you might have to jet kind of soon. I'm going to hang out for the Q&A. And yes, Stephen, I just got your note. So yes, I can send you a link to the intro video. But let's see. Paul, before you run, was there anything else that you wanted to touch on from here?
Sure, yeah. What I wanted to share with anyone who is currently an Intaker client and not a Convertit client, we are thinking that Intaker is going to pair well with our Google PPC campaigns. We would incorporate your video into your landing page. And then from there, your lead is going to be so engaged that they will pick up the phone. We have a Conversion Pro platform that helps you nurture that lead, get them in the office. So this is not work that you have to just do every day. And that is what is beautiful about this partnership. We have a platform that creates the highest quality leads. This platform is going to start allowing you to convert and close more cases. And so with that, Joe, I do have to get to another meeting. I appreciate the time that we got to spend together. And anyone watching, thank you for participating. It was amazing, and I wish you the best of luck.
Paul, I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. We'll be in touch. So I wanted to now ask. This is unplanned, unscripted, but I know that Joe Dalton is still here. And Joe, I think we had a conversation before, but I also know that you said that you're using video not just on your website, but in socials, and that it's leading to some traction. And so I'd like to ask Joe if you would mind joining me on stage and just do like a little quick one-on-one conversation. Would that be okay? All right, let's say I'm going to promote you, Joe, and say maybe allow to talk. Let's see. Check 1, 2.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
Good. I don't know if I can get your video going, but I'm gonna try. But go ahead. Yeah, sure. How's your experience been so far?
There we go.
Much better. Very good. Very cool. I'm gonna stop sharing this. Yeah, tell us a little bit. How have you been using video in your firm?
We use video in a lot of ways. One thing that we've kind of built upon is for years, long before I joined this firm, we've been doing a lot of videos, a lot of Q&A. When no one was around during COVID, we did live shows where you could call in and ask a lawyer. And what we found just starting there, and of course we put this content everywhere. It's all over our website, all over our socials. And what we do with that is basically gives people an opportunity to ask a question. We do the best we can to answer it. Obviously, for legal reasons, we can't provide actual advice, but at least give you a little bit of guidance. And then we can from there go to other content or other ways to maybe try to convert them to a client. For example, let's say somebody's asking just general questions about a car wreck. Well, I'll be like, hey, you know what? We have several books that we give away for free on our site. They're sales funnels. It's great. So I can say, hey, you know what? I've got a book that I wrote that might help you on this. Here, let me give you a free copy link. And then all of a sudden they're in our funnel and we're working with them. And something we've been doing a lot more recently with video is we've been doing two things really. For our current clients, what we'll do is we'll automate video campaigns for them. We actually just put one together for FAQs for heading to trial. So, we'll flag you in our email system. Hey, this client's going to trial, and well, now you get 3 emails with 3 corresponding videos over the course of a couple of weeks. The other big thing that we've been doing lately is we've been getting into shorts.
I wanted to hear about that. I saw you mention that in the chat. Tell me, how's that going? How are you actually using that on like a tactical level?
Same concept. It's mostly FAQ, but sometimes, like for example, one of the things that we just published on our YouTube, and I'm actually going to upload one of these shortly after we get off this call here. I always try to keep my posting schedule consistent. One of the things that we do is we do like testimonial videos, and we have this just amazing, probably top 10 one we've ever done. We've done over 200 of these, top 10 easily, just because they get so emotional. So I've like carved that up into a few little clips that I'm like leaking out slowly via these shorts. And I make content once and I put it everywhere. So that one video, I'm going to upload it to TikTok. I'm going to upload it to YouTube Shorts. I'm going to upload it to Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels. I'm going to put it basically wherever I can. Just so we can hit everything.
Really cool. So if I hear you right, you're leveraging video not just for yourself internally, you and your team at the firm, but rather you're actually getting clients to share their stories on video, and then using that in combination with your firm's marketing, even on these platforms like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. You're seeing success with that?
Yes, we are. Actually, and I think the funny thing is, we've been established for years on YouTube, but nothing has sparked our YouTube growth more than this. We're just uploading about 2 a week. We upload about 2 a week. And that's been enough to almost double in the last 6 months. We've almost doubled our YouTube subscriber count. It's crazy.
Congratulations, man. That's big news. And I saw Mike ask, and I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you to introduce when you first came on.
Oh yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, your practice area, and where can people find you?
So yeah, you probably wouldn't find me with the Google search. I am not one of the nameplate attorneys. I'm the marketing manager for a firm called Berger Law in St. Louis. And one of the beauties of that is I don't have to be on the website. I'm the one that controls all that. So I prefer to work in the background.
Very cool.
I'm on camera enough. I don't like it. Like that's.
Is it just personal injury?
Yeah, we do primarily personal injury. So, we'll branch out into like class action sometimes, and stuff like that. But it's mostly personal injury.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, it is good to kind of hear, and I'm excited to hear, what the next few months are like. You've already doubled your subscriber count after this campaign. So yeah, keep in touch, and we'd love to maybe turn this into a case study. And so
Maybe.
Let us know, Joe.
Sounds good.
All right. Well,
Thanks,
everyone
Joe.
else, yeah, thanks for being here. Okay, everyone else, thank you for this. If you got last minute questions, you can go ahead and drop them in. But otherwise, I feel pretty good. I hope that this was helpful. And if you want to contact me, my contact information is on that screen, that slide. I'll just put it back up here really quick. You can call me. You have my phone number. You can email me. That might be, a little bit better. Or you can scan that barcode if you want to speak with myself or my colleague. Get in touch with our team, and we'll be happy to give you a quick walkthrough of what Intaker does if it's going to be helpful for you. Even if you're using Intaker and you're wondering how can you leverage it better, reach out. I saw Stephen, you asked for the a link to the intro video. I'm happy to share that little demo that I ran through. I've got these in all different practice areas. So if you'd like to see an example, or even just some other high 5-10 star examples of other clients using this video, let me know. I'll be happy to send it to you. If you want to learn more about ConvertIt and what they might be able to help you do with your website, with your PPC, and your other digital marketing needs, Paul's information is there. Get in touch. But otherwise, it has been a pleasure once again. And wait, I think we had one last minute question. The do's and the don'ts of creating a compelling video. Okay, Pamela just asked, I got a little bit of time, I'll answer this. What should you do? What should you not do to create a compelling video? And that's a good point. I've got a whole other webinar presentation that I can send to you, Pamela. If anyone else would like it, I'm happy to send that link, but I'll summarize the main ideas here, right? Number one, connect with them on their pain first. When the video opens, I do not recommend starting out with, hi, I'm attorney blank, and I've been practicing law for this many years. I would say if it's a personal injury firm, like what Joe said, the video starts. If you or a loved one was injured and it wasn't your fault and you're looking for the right legal team to help you, then you're in the right place, right? And then you can go ahead and introduce yourself and the firm and give more of that story afterwards. But first, take that very first 2 or 3 seconds and use it to form that connection by empathizing with their pain, their hurt, and put that up front, right? That's going to create that sense of trust faster than anything else that you can say, because the focus is on them. Make sure to give it a clear call to action, right? As well, we talked about that at the end of the video. Tell people, click below, chat with us, and let us know what we can do to help you, right? Just answer a few questions to see how we can help. You set that call to action, and it takes care of a lot of problems where more people are going to go ahead and actually leave their information if you just do that. Other things, clean background, good lighting. It can be in front of a window. You don't need a fancy light. And sometimes if you have a ring light, that could be fine as well. You don't need to overthink this, but make sure you're not dark, your background is clean, your camera's not shaky, and that there's not construction going on outside or background noise. Aside from that, dress the way that you would if you were going to meet a client for the first time. And just remember when you're shooting this, if you're the person who's going to be shooting these videos and you might be a little bit nervous because you've never done it, just keep in your mind the image of the person there that's looking for help, right? That person that you can serve and that you are trying to reach using this video. keep them in the front of your mind as you go to shoot this, and it's going to go way better than if you're focusing on yourself and you're maybe a little bit nervous. So anyway, Pamela, thank you for asking that question. I feel good. And if there's anything else I can do, reach out to me. I'm happy. I'm here for you guys and gals. And come join us for the next one. Stay tuned. I'll let you know if you have been with us before